Shalom everyone. I want to show you guys some verses here about the Messiah. This is the King James Bible online. Okay, now the New Testament has a few differences from the Old Testament, or the Tanach, I like to say. And I want to read Isaiah 7:14 here. Therefore Yahweh himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. Now, if we go to Matthew chapter 1, I usually like to go to Bible Hub. It's not always listed here. So we'll just go to Bible Hub. Okay, so here we're going to have to click here for the chapter. Now this is Matthew chapter 1, and it says here 1:23, behold, a virgin shall be with child, and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which being interpreted is God with us. So that's Matthew, but there is a problem with that, and I know not everyone will agree with me on this, but if you look up Isaiah 7:14, in some pagan religions, virgins are extremely important, and so I personally believe, and have looked it up, that this word in the Hebrew is Alma. It's not Betula. Betula means virgin, Alma means young woman. And so a young woman shall conceive and bear a son. Now, in Isaiah, if you go to Isaiah, it's talking about what is happening at that time, during Isaiah's time. And I think we should go there too, so let's look it up. Isaiah 7:14, right here, and then we're going to click for the chapter, and we'll go to, whoops, okay, and we're going to go to the King James Version. Alright. Now it came to pass in the days of Ahaz, the son of Jotham, the son of Uzziah, king of Judah, that Rezin, the king of Syria, and Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, went up toward Jerusalem to war against it, but could not prevail against it. Now these are the days that this whole chapter is talking about. It was told the house of David, saying, Syria is confederate with Ephraim. Okay, so when we go down and see in 14 here what's happening, we got to get the context, the before and the after of what's going on in this chapter. Moreover, Yahweh spake unto Ahaz, saying, Ask thee a sign of Yahweh thy God, ask it either in the depth or in the height above. But Ahaz said, I will not ask, neither will I tempt Yahweh. So he said, Hear ye now. Is it a small thing for you to weary men, but will you weary my God also? Therefore Yahweh himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a young woman shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. Butter and honey shall he eat, that he may know to refuse the evil and choose the good. For before the child shall know to refuse the evil and choose the good, the land that you hate shall be forsaken of both her kings. So that says it right there. It's about Ahaz, and this is what Yahweh is doing. If we read things in context, we see that this is not talking about Yeshua. This is talking about what is happening in the time of Isaiah. When you look at Matthew 1, or not Matthew 1, Isaiah 7:14 in the Septuagint. All right. See, this points you right back to Matthew. Let's see if we can get to Brenton's or Brenton's. Okay, here we are. Okay, so virgin is put in here to point you back to Matthew chapter 1. Okay, even though it's not that way in the Hebrew Bible. Which I'll show you. Okay, and we were already here once. Let's look this up and go to the Hebrew and see what it says. It will say Alma. Okay. And the reason that I'm really on this is because I want you guys to understand this. This is Ha-Alma. Alma. See? Ha-Alma. What does that mean? That says the virgin. But, wow, look at this. A young woman. Right there. So, it's really a young woman. A maiden. Girl. Can mean a virgin, but not necessarily. So that's the very first thing that caught my eye, and I wanted to know if it was true. It is the truth. This is Isaiah 7:14 right here. So you can see now that this really is young woman. I can't believe in a miracle virgin birth, that God, and I did at one time, but now that I know a little more about this, it's kind of hard for me to believe that Yeshua was conceived in Mary through Yahweh and Yahweh alone. Really, Joseph didn't have anything to do with it. So Joseph's lineage that is supposed to go back to King David is not, it's broken, because Joseph didn't have anything to do with his conception. And every time you have a conception in the Tanach, there's, of course, the man and the woman, both husband and wife, having the child. And it's not about, I mean, if Isaiah was speaking of Yeshua, it would be definitely more clear. And give more information about prophecy, hundreds of years later. This is just not, from what I can see, this is not, if you read it in context, it's not really in agreement with Matthew chapter 1. Not only is Yeshua's name not Emmanuel, but in the King James Version Bible it is Jesus Christ, or in the Hebrew we call him Yeshua HaMashiach. So, it's just food for thought. And King David was really a king. They called Yeshua a king of the Jews. I'm not really great about explaining these things. I just know what I'm learning, and that it finally adds up. I couldn't. There were a lot of problems in the new covenant, in my opinion, between the old and the new, and this is one of those things that I have found. So I do hope that everyone will study on their own and search things out and find truth that's in the Tanakh. So okay guys, thanks for watching. Shabbat Shalom.